What up, hustlers? All right, so today, first and foremost, if you haven't subscribed at this point and you watch more than 2 of these videos, I know you learned something, so you might as well subscribe and share it out to somebody who you think can learn from what I'm talking about. Okay, so today I want to talk to you guys about pretty much the most important thing that you'll ever need to learn. If I could go back, I would learn the system, but I would probably focus on what we're about to talk about today, which is sales. Or I said sale, which is sales. All right? We're going to talk about sales today. Now, sales in the internet sense of digital marketing is broken up into two things. You got setters and you got closers, right? So these are the two compartments. A setter is the person who sets the sales appointments. They may be doing DMs, they may be responding to emails, they may be cold call, whatever they're doing to get the appointment booked, right? So they're gonna set the appointment. Or let me not say set, let me say book. This person is going to be the person that is looking to book the calendar, right? And then this person is going to get the cash. Their job is to get the money. There's a few different tactics that they could use in order to do that. It could be a 1 call or a 2 call close. There's a few more. You look them up. Listen, I'm no sales expert. I'm just giving y'all one of the things that y'all need to learn. I'm actually writing out, I want to say it's a dictionary, but I'm writing out a list of things that I believe that we need to learn. And that's kind of what I'm going to buy. And I'm not going in any specific order, nor are these talks planned. So when I come back formally and I put everything together, I'm going to use these videos and I'm going to structure it in a different kind of way. Now, that program I told you guys is $5,000 of mine, right? My coaching program. I was able to sell 5 of these, right? Within like 3 months, which is $25,000. Okay. Now, through this process, most of us, we just aren't salespeople, right? We want to offer stuff to people for them to see the value and for them to naturally just say, no problem, right? Like, okay, I believe in you. You can do this. No problem. Now, what I learned in sales is that it's nothing about what you're selling. So I actually had a 2-person team that did these sales. Okay. And they did these sales. Was it 10%? I think I agreed to 15% because it was 2 of them. So they would take 15% of sales. All right. Kind of sucks that I lost them, but it is what it is. They did a good job. Now, there's a few ways to set this up. What they did was they just went straight to, their funnel was straight to book a call. They wanted to get people on the phone and they wanted to get them on the calendar, or they wanted to get people on the calendar, get them on the call, and go straight to close. And so I'm like, all right, I don't know how this is going to work because y'all didn't really, like, I know y'all seen the program that I have, but y'all didn't really go through it. And I'm like, I need to see, well, first I was like, well, should I be on the calls? They're like, nah, don't be on the calls. I said, cool. I said, well, I need to watch the replays. Okay. And so I did watch the replays, and I don't even know if I still got access to them. I wonder, but I did watch the replays, and what I learned was so valuable because it's nothing about your program. It's nothing about your product. It's nothing about anything that you have to do with it. And I was wondering how they could sell these sales, and literally it was just from they closed, and then there was onboarding call. And I mean, I was onboarding calls in the airport. I was just doing it wherever that people could come from. You feel what I'm saying? So whenever they call me, say, yo, we got an onboarding call for you tomorrow, I'm like, cool, let's go. Because I knew that meant cash was in the bank. Now, the interesting thing that I found on these sales calls was that it had nothing to do with the program, and it had everything to do with the dream. How would this, like, okay, what's going on now? Like, where would your life be if you were to get everything you want? What is it that you want in the first place? Oh, I want to, be able to quit my job and, spend more time with the family and all of that kind of stuff. Cool. So you want to use your print shop business, or you want to use this thing in order to do that? Yeah, for sure. I enjoy it, or whatever the case is. And then it's a bunch of these questions that have to do with the dream. Well, how would that, if you were able to make six figures doing this, well, how would that change your life? Well, again, going back to the things, well, yeah, I'll be able to spend more time with my family. I'll be able to quit my job and do this and, do more things that I love. Oh man, cool. That's pretty good. Like, what would you do with your family if you had more time to spend with them? Oh man, I'll be able to take my kids to school every day. I'll be able to go on vacations once a year, twice a year, whatever the case is. So you're saying, like, if you had a print shop that did six figures, you'll be able to spend more time. How would your family feel about that? Oh man, they will be ecstatic about that. My girls really love me and they wish I was around more. My wife is this and that. Okay, cool, yeah. And so by the end of that call, they make this transition into what is like the close. It's like, well, we got something that can help you do that. We got this program that can help you do that. But it's all about the dream. The dream that you want to live. When we go back to clarity and all of that kind of stuff, when you got that, and that's the first thing that we got to get clear on the call, So they would brief me about what they kind of said and all of that kind of stuff too, and then I would watch it. But nonetheless, it's all about their dream in the sales. Now, what does that mean if you have a different type of product, right? What that means is, what is it that your product is going to provide that person that is going to allow them to get the result that they want? The dream is the result, right? I'm going to take one of the products I got, which is a screen print product for like very, very $250 screen print machine, very, very small. What we're selling people is not screen printing. We're selling them the creativity when it comes to that, right? We're selling them what they can create when they get this product in their hands. Now, some of the challenges, all right, you're going to get objections in this call. And this is the unlock. You can take anything away from this video, right? So you say you want to make $100,000. My program, and let's say, and I'm gonna just go with what it is. My program, and I was kind of nervous at selling this at 5, right? I was like, I'm gonna do it at 2. I'm gonna do it at 1,000. Let me get a couple people in, and then I'll ramp it up or whatever. But you want to make $100,000, right? If my program can help you get there, which we know it can, we got some case studies, we got some people that are going through it. I did it. You hear all of the stories and stuff like that. Well, what is it costing you not to do this? What is it costing you? It's costing you all the things you said about the dream. Time with family, vacations, work, you got to go to work, all of this stuff, right? So what is it costing you not to be in pursuing and getting to that point? So is it worth a $5,000 investment in order to get you there? If you can spend $5,000 today and have $100,000 back. And then what I added in, they was like, yo, I like that. It's my thing, right? My first goal is to get you to let me help you get your $5,000 back as fast as possible. Better yet, within the next 90 days. I'm giving 90. It could be 30 if you're going to put some work in right now. But in the next 90 days, let's launch your print shop, or let's improve and organize your print shop in the next 90 days. And let's not focus on this. Let's focus on this. Let me help you make your money back. So that way my terminology is, then we playing with house money. Everything after that is, let me put the money, bow. Everything after that is a pure bonus. And I had this talk with one of my mentees on Saturday. And he has this product, it's a win. Costing him $3, selling it for $15. He got 400 orders. And he's like, I want to put all these pins out, but you know, I'm a little nervous. And I'm like, why? He's like, you know, I gotta put it out, gotta do pre-sale, and I just started pre-sales and it's going good, but if I put more out and I'm focused on the sales number that I want to hit, and I'm like, ho, slow down. You got 400 orders, bro. You playing with house money already. 400 times 15 to 20, right? Is like $8,000. Let's say they all, I think most of them is at 20 or $15, but I'm gonna do the simple math. 400 times 20 is $8,000, right? Or it could be six. Let's go with the lower number. It could be $6,000, right? Now, on those 400, your cost is $1,200, right? Costing you $3. Maybe I got a $60 mold with each one and all of this kind of stuff. I'm like, bro, slow down. If you do a drop, and I'm gonna just throw a number out there. Let's say everything that he drops costs him $200 to make the drop, and he gets 3 divided by, what's this? 3 divided by 21. So let's just say he gets 65 items at $20. All you got to do is sell 10 of these. Focus on selling 10. After you sell them 10, you made your money back, and now whatever happens after that is fine. I'm not saying don't go for your, let's say his goal was 40. I'm not saying don't go for your 40 goal, but if you just focus on moving 10, you made your money back, you can put it on the next one. And you already playing with house money because you already got 400 orders, you already $6,000 in, and on that 6,000, you are, you know, $4,500 in profit, bro. Drop all of them. Take that 4,500 and go get every last, whatever, school, church, whatever. Go get every last one of them that you could think of that you think you have a market for with that. And then sit back, because now everything that happens in a positive light. So my thing is always focus on getting the house money. Let me focus on getting you that $5,000 back as fast as possible. That way your family don't gotta stress, you don't gotta stress. It was a stretch, but we got you back right. And then now that we're there, let's build from here. And then my second goal is my first 5-figure month. 5-figure month is it. I believe if you stack 5-figure months, you can build 6-figure dreams, right? And so that's the second goal. So looking at this in totality, what's important when it comes to sales? The dream. I'm selling you the dream. It's not about me asking you what you're going to do with the product and all of that kind of stuff. Sure, yes. But I'm only doing it as it relates to the dream. Sales is something, this is just a quick overview. Sales is something that I'm working through. The client that I told you just got their first sale last Friday after a year of work of just internally and then rebranding and all of this stuff. It takes time, especially with a bigger company. That company has a sales problem. We got hell of attention. We got inquiries, but the sales process is not always quick. Now, here's the deal. I'm gonna give y'all one more thing. This video might be a little long. I'm gonna give y'all one more thing. The key to us solopreneurs is a system. We already talked about it. I already gave y'all overview. The key for us is system. Now, the appointment setter. This is your email system, right? Because we're going to nurture through this and get people to see the value and ultimately get them to take action along the process of that welcome email series. And then you can go into more emails and you're going to periodically, at least weekly email and do all of that stuff, right? And then there's a few different techniques from this, right? I said a lot of us aren't. You know, I sold through a Google Doc. Actually, I paid a high ticket price to learn how to sell through a Google Doc, how to make sales a little bit more easy for me. But if you want to sell easily, you got to do all of the work up here. Then I went into my landing page. This was how I tested my offer, was a Google Doc before I turned it into a page. And so I want you guys to know sales is one of the most important things that you're going to have to learn, study, right? There's a lot of webinars. There's a lot of different ways to set it up, right? Through the setting, there's a lot of different ways you can set it up. You want to try to sell one to many versus a bunch of one-on-ones, but one-on-ones are great too. You want to get feedback. You want to make sure they're recorded. You want to critique yourself. You want to put it in AI and ask how you doing. Are you improving? And I did this for a good quarter that I was working on before I got the setters, trying to dial in the process of what I needed to do. I think it was actually after they left. I had to dial in the process of what it was that I was doing and what I was learning. All right, so I don't want to go too far any much further than this, but set the system up and make this process easier. And then once you got it all set up, you focus on being a closer. A lot of different ways, a lot of different techniques. We all go over it inside the 7-Figure Startup Club. 6-Figure Startup Club. And I'm your boy, 7-Figure Stan, on my road to 7 figures. I made them millions. Now it's my turn. And remember, everybody needs a stand. Peace.